How does Rima make a deal in the jungle?
Don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
She snakes on it. Welcome to the greatest DC comic show on YouTube. It's Fanboys Live and the Retro Review. Welcome. It's so great to have you here tonight. Always great to spend time with you. In a few moments, we'll start acknowledging our live chat. If you're watching on the rewind, thank you so much for wanting and choosing to spend some time with us. It is appreciated. I am joined tonight by, first and foremost, someone that just hit 1,500 subscribers. Congratulations and welcome to the Royal of Foil Signature King. How are you? Congratulations.
Man.
How did that happen?
Quite an accomplishment.
Yeah, right place, right time. Absolutely zero skill involved. Just fat, dumb luck.
And your shorts probably with those numbers of like 50,000 views or whatever the heck you had at a couple of those. So
yeah,
couldn't wait, but well deserved, Tony. That's great.
Thank you.
Yeah. And to congratulate Tony on the success and milestone of his channel, here is Tony.
I have so many people I'd like to thank, but so many people I'd like to tell to get lost. I don't even know where to start.
Nice speech.
Yes, exactly.
Well said.
Yes.
Who's the guy who played Mr. Bean? I cannot remember his name, but back in the early 90s, he won that award.
Yeah.
Just walks up there, he just takes it, doesn't say a word, just walks away. Doesn't thank anybody, just takes it and just leaves.
Yeah. And I want to say hello, who's back again. She pitch hitted and came back last week and then did 2 other shows with me in the meantime and still is back because she knows how to live up to her contractual obligations.
Exactly. I don't break the rules. I said I'd do it. I signed the contract. So
Silver hair, Bronze Age babe. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Thank you.
Good
Looking
to
forward
hear.
To this.
Yeah, we're going to have a lot of fun tonight. And Shabab, don't you, I don't know about you, but I would assume that you agree with me on this. Don't you kind of miss Gary? We haven't spent much time with Gary lately.
I didn't want to say anything because it seems that there's just something missing here. There's just something missing, and I can't quite put my finger on it.
Could it be this?
Hey,
Gary!
Gary B, the Casual Comics guy, is our special guest. Yes. And Gary says that because both Sarah and myself have been a guest on his channel twice in the last week. Once I was in the hot seat doing Bronze Age Babe comic books, and then Sarah was in the hot seat. Sarah was co-hosting when I was in the hot seat, and then we switched roles. I was co-hosting, and she was in the hot seat.
10-1-1.
Yeah, for the 10-1-1 on Lois Lane. So Lois Lane on the brain.
Lois Lane on the brain.
Yes, so it's great.
Both fantastic shows, and if you haven't seen them, go to the rewind on Gary's page and watch them.
A ton of fun.
Yes, I also have both of them archived in the collaborations playlist folder on my channel too. But I do want to say sub up Gary, sub up the Signature King, even though he doesn't need the extra subs. Sub up Sarah and everyone else. There's links in the description for this video. So I want to say hi to some folks who are joining us in the live chat, starting with John's Comics with Friends. How are you? So John does not have D&D tonight, so I'm hoping he'll get to stay for the entire show. Usually he joins us, and then when it's time to D&D, he has to go away, but hopefully he can stay. Ruben's here. White Tiger Cool, Calm, Collected, Muabunga to you. Yeah. We have our friend Jason, Southern Comic Geek, hanging out with us too. Yes, for those that don't know, earlier this afternoon, it was announced that Lonnie Anderson, star of WKRP, passed away. So I am wearing my shirt in tribute to her.
One of the best sitcoms in television history.
It truly was.
Absolutely.
It was a joy.
Yes. People are happy about Tony Shorts. Jackson Roykirk is here, and Sarah, what do we say? What do I say when Jackson's here?
Hi, Jackson.
That's what you say.
That's hi, Jackson. You say meow.
Meow. And Jackson says, "Uh-oh."
Yeah, right. I would expect no less shade from Jackson.
Right.
Oh, look at that. Busted, 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 busted. Wow.
Ooh. All right, fine.
Wow.
Controversy.
Boy, you know who your friends
Mr.
are.
Corvidal.
Yeah. Yeah, Gore, what you doing? Thanks for stopping by. It's great
Gore
to
is
have
one
you
of
here.
my favorite people.
We have a lot of my favorite people in the chats already, so. Gary, we've wanted you as a guest for a long time, and we have you here tonight. So thank you for agreeing to spend some time on over on this side of the tracks,
right,
with us tonight.
It's great being a guest, except for the homework. Because then
yes, you do get home.
You take my books out and put my books away, which I know why I host.
Yes, I still have 3 of my 10-1-1 books to put away, because that's what happens when those long boxes are on the bottom.
Right.
You know. Those are the last ones to get put away.
Yeah.
So, but in a little bit, we'll be talking about our retro review tonight, and I'm very excited about it. First of all, we're doing a complete series, which we usually don't do. And I think you're going to get a big scope of this character. And I'm excited about some of the things we're going to talk about tonight related to the retro review. So thank you for joining us. But as we kick off, we usually do our news section first, and that's where we'll take off tonight. Tony, I don't know about you, but for me, it's been a lot of announcements of collected editions coming for 2026.
Yeah.
And if it's okay with you, I'll kind of kick us off. And and I'm going to be flipping back and forth between omnibuses and World's Finest editions. And the reason I'm doing so is because I want to show the pictures, because I think you get a better sense of what you're getting in the books when you see what the cover looks like, as opposed to me just saying what it is. So we're getting Dead Man. How many times can a guy die? Yes, I think we have a Neil Adams fan here.
Yeah,
that's a great cover.
It's a great cover, and those Dead Man stories are fantastic, and the Adams art throughout. I may have to get that one for the collection.
That one is March 24th of 2026.
Oh, in time for my birthday. Okay.
There you go. Perfect.
Happy birthday to me. So
yes.
There we go.
Now that we've made Sarah's day or her night, let's make mine. Wonder Woman, Enter the Cheetah. Will be another DC's Finest with some Golden Age reprints. That is scheduled for February 3rd, just in time for Singles Awareness Day for me.
Man, that right leg is looking like it's gonna cramp. Like that is at an odd angle.
Yeah, it kind of is. Yeah.
Ow.
Yeah. And then we have Superman, The Last Days of Superman. Look at Lois. She got a fancy hat going on there.
Yeah, she's worried about those bullets ricocheting off Superman.
Yeah.
Hitting her.
Catching Ricochet.
Yep, and that is scheduled for February 17th. So at first, we're kind of thinking, okay, well, you know, DC's looking into next year. Well, they were nowhere close to being done looking into next year. So just give me a moment and I'll talk about some more stuff, including some stuff that's coming back into print. This next one, I was really happy to see. Come back and let me share it for you. So we're getting Robin, the Bronze Age Omnibus, coming back into print. So as you know, DC and Marvel too, I mean, they don't keep these omnibuses in print indefinitely.
Oh, they don't?
No, they don't. And that's what can create some of these prices once they go out of print to just skyrocket. Because they're so hard to find.
Barbara Gordon's the star of that cover.
Yeah, because there's a lot of Batman family in here. And this is going to be April 21st for the reissue. But the one I was even more excited about, Joker, the Bronze Age Omnibus. Now, I'm not crazy about this cover because it doesn't look like the Bronze Age covers. But it contains, I mean, his entire run, including the issue that was produced and never actually published. I wanted to get this omnibus and ran out of money at the time. And then it became out of print and the prices skyrocketed. Now I can get it for original cover price February 24th, just after Singles Awareness Day.
Post Singles Awareness Day.
Yes. It gives me something to look forward to.
Yeah.
So those are 2 more on the Omni side that are coming. Let's look at some more. We thought DC is like not done at all. And this one I think we might have covered before, but they included it in their solicitation, so I want to acknowledge it again too. And this is one for sure that I will pre-order. Wonder Woman: The Silver Age Omnibus, Volume 3. And the release of this will have covered all of Wonder Woman's Silver Age adventures in an omnibus format.
I love that she's swinging Cheetah by her tail.
Oh, I know. That's so cool. And this is scheduled for January 27th. Then they're putting some omnibuses back in print. The Golden Age Batman Omnibus, Volume 3, is coming back into print with March 31st, the release date. And Batman Superman World's Finest Omnibus Volume 2 coming back into print with the release date of January 6th. And the Golden Age Green Arrow getting reprinted, the omnibus for Volume 1 coming in print on February 17th.
Wow.
They're
not messing around, are they?
We're still not done yet. DC is really going to town with this. I guess
we decided to save the rainforest. Just turn them all into comics.
Yeah.
The only thing that I'm happy about is they're saying it early enough to start saving. Because I think next year is going to be a omnibus cash cow. I think a lot of people are going to be very excited of the announcement of John Byrne's Superman Man of Steel Absolute Edition.
That's cool.
Yeah. So, not final art, July 21st of 2026. So we're talking stuff that's like a year, just under a year out.
Wow.
Being announced already, and they're not done yet. Let's see what else we have. Here, out of all of the omnibus news that I have, I think that this is the biggest one of all, because this is a brand new omnibus, and it's amazing that this has never come out as an omnibus before.
Ooh, all right. That's interesting.
Long time coming. Batman, the Bronze Age Omnibus, Volume 1. No word what's going to be in it. I mean, it's been collected, but not as an omnibus.
Right.
So I know it's crazy that I'll tell you, DC has heavily ignored the Bronze Age omnibus period, or for omnibuses, heavily ignored Bronze Age. Golden and Silver get it, and modern stuff gets it, but Bronze Age doesn't. No word exactly what's going to be in it yet. That will be announced later on. But it's looking for a release date of July 28th of 2026.
Well, it's got to be huge because of the Batman books and the detective comic books.
Yeah.
I mean, the Bronze Age stuff was it was really good.
It was.
It's about time they do that.
Yeah, very much.
And the best costume too, the blue and the gray.
Yeah, I like the blue and the gray.
Yep.
And now a slew more of DC's finest that have been announced.
Jackson was asking about that. So have any of you gotten any of the DC finest? I only have the first one, the Batman Year One, but I see several coming up in September, November he wants. So we know where Jackson will be.
Yeah, I haven't bought a DC's finest yet, but I've looked through them and they look great. I mean, they just essentially look like Omnibus Light because it's not hardcover.
Yeah.
And the price point's a lot better, but it is color and the scans look fantastic, I thought. So let's look at some of these DC's finest titles that are also have just been announced. The Demon,
Ooh.
The Birth of the Demon.
I might have to get that one.
Okay. This is scheduled for February 24th, 2026. Wonder Woman, Dawn Before Darkness.
What does that mean?
It's a Gail Simone storyline.
Okay, thank you.
From Volume 3. That's
Okay.
May 12th.
What a great cover of her, though.
Yeah, of coming out of the spinning transformation. Great cover. Sergeant Rock, The Rock of Easy Company.
Ooh.
Ah.
Yes.
I was going to say a book full of that Joe Kubert art. That sounds like a good thing.
I love that perspective on that cover too. That's just a great shot.
It is.
How imaginative is that?
This is May 19th, 2026. Time and time again, Superman. I'm not familiar with this one at all.
I know nothing.
May 26th, and it collects Superman issues 49 through 56, Starman issue 28, Adventures of Superman 472 through 479, and Action 659 through 666. So this looks like it's volume 2, post-crisis Superman.
Okay.
A Brave and the Bold called Team Ups, The Impossible Escape. Got some of that great Jim Aparo art right there.
Oh, I bet you that's going to be a good one. I love those Brave and Bolds.
Yeah, the Bronze Age Brave and the Bold was so fun.
Yeah, it's including team-ups with Batman and Mr. Miracle, Green Arrow, Wonder Woman, Deadman, and Commandy, among others.
Oh, yeah. That's with Bob Haney doing the writing chores on those at the time.
Yeah.
Those are good stories.
Yeah, June 9th of 2026. World's Finest, The Origin of Robin. Interesting cover. June 16th of 2026. And, most of these always range around the 600 page, a little more, a little less. The Fourth World. Go ahead.
I was going to say, does it have a suggested retail value yet?
40. All of these retail for 40.
Oh, that's not bad.
No, and they're color. So DC's Finest, Fourth World, When the Old Gods Die. So this is Jack Kirby and Vince Collada from when he came over to DC, June 23rd. Batman Blind Justice. And this is July 14th of 2026, collecting Detective Comics 598 through 600. Here you go, Tony.
Oh,
Suicide Squad, The Nightshade Odyssey.
So I see Luke O'Donnell is credited on that book. So
yes.
2 years ago, I met Luke Kessel for the first time ever, or Carl Kessel, and he signed a book for me, and I made a joke. It says, hey, I'm done. Suicide Volume 1, Issue 1, I'm done. And he's like, you don't have Luke O'Donnell on. I'm like, yeah. I've never met him, but it sounds like I'm done. But he's like, well, you need to get Luke. And I said, does he do cons? He said, no, he doesn't do any conventions. Like, well, it sounds like I'm done.
And Tony, you'll be purchasing that on July 21st of 2026.
Jackson's got some good information there. In stock trades, you get them for $18.
Really? Wow.
Ooh.
That is good information.
In stock trade.
That's a value.
Yeah. Wow. Thank you for letting us know that.
$18 to ship it. That's how they get you.
Shabab, are you ready?
Yeah. Please, 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 please. Oh, the Hard Traveling Heroes. Oh,
yes,
great.
Hard Traveling Heroes, Green Lantern.
Such a famous run. I may actually have to get that because I know it's been reprinted over and over and over and over again, but I don't have any of them. And so I should probably add that to the shelf because I really enjoyed those stories a lot.
Yeah.
And the art in them is, hello, Neil Adams and the Denny O'Neil stories. They're just fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice. And particularly if I can get it for the Jackson Roy Kirk nice price.
Yeah, exactly.
How can I wangle that?
Yeah.
Well, now you got to write them and get a Lois Lane omnibus.
Uh-huh.
I know. I keep waiting for that to show up.
And while you think that I must be done, no, not done yet. I told you they are just on fire over at DC. Here's some stuff that's coming back into some collections coming back into print. Batman in the 70s will be coming back into print.
Oh, nice.
A new edition on May 12th of next year. Batman the Movies will be coming back into print on June 30th of next year. And Batman and the Monster Men comes back into print on July 7th of next year.
So they must know something I don't know about what people buy these days. So it must be these collected books, right? Rather than hunting.
I think so. And also since they converted a lot of those over into digital, like the files are just ready. So,
easy.
You're sitting there and you have completed projects and the files are all cleaned up and look fantastic.
Yeah.
Just slap them in there, Yeah.
Well, that and right now in this era, that era of books is harder and harder to find and buy in back issues now. And they're getting pricier and pricier.
Yeah.
True.
Sometimes it's just cheaper to buy them collected and have them in a read.
Yeah.
So some more, and I see some folks have hit the chat too. I'll hit the chat once I get done, and believe me, I'm getting close to getting done. But here's some more omnibuses that were just announced today. The Legends Omnibus. Of course, we've reviewed this in the past on Fanboys Live and the Retro Review, but Legends is getting. This is kind of the. I think it was the first miniseries after Crisis, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yep.
Okay, great. That is April 21st. There you go, Tony. Volume 2 Suicide Squad Omnibus. John Ostrander.
Very cool.
And that is coming May 12th. The Bronze Age Teen Titans Omnibus. I think that this is a reissue. And this one's May 19th. Then I'm happy about this. Silver Age Supergirl Omnibus, which makes sense with the movie coming next year that this would come back into print. And that is June 9th. And I'll probably get... I'm not crazy about the cover art because that artwork doesn't look like what you're getting inside. So... And Justice League Bronze Age Omnibus Volume 1 coming back into print June 23rd. And DC Universe Bronze Age Omnibus by Jack Kirby, a new edition of that coming back into print on June 30th. And Justice League Silver Age Omnibus Volume 1 on July 7th. Plus, coming back into print, a little bit of a surprise, Wonder Woman by George Perez Volume 2 Omnibus, long out of print, now coming back in on July 28th. And Compendium Superman Adventures Compendium 2 is June 2nd. And Zatanna by Paul Dini Omnibus coming on May 5th. I have one more to share and then I'm done. This I thought was pretty cool. And I have so many of these on my wish list already. And this is someone that doesn't get as much respect as they should. The DC Universe Deluxe Edition by Alex Toth. So no word what's going to be inside, but this was announced today as well, and it's looking at a July 14th release with 201 pages.
But just Alex Toth's name on there is exciting enough.
Yeah, exactly. So that is the reissue news.
Where's the original Starfire 8-issue collected series?
Where is that?
Yeah, where is
it's in
that?
the dollar bins. That's where it's at.
I don't know if we'll ever get that reprinted.
Yeah.
I mean, I own them all, but I love that damn series.
Yes. Don't be a cheetah and get that book early. That was probably the Silver Age one he was talking about. Yep, it was Garcia Lopez on the Joker Omnibus. Jackson is saying we covered that already. Mr. Gretzky, Matt 9966 is here, so thank you for stopping by. Who else has popped in as well? Oh, Gary's actually in the chat now. That's awesome. Tony, Old Wolf 65, he's going to be our guest next week.
Yay!
So I got Wolfie coming next week. I'm excited about that. John apparently is at least checking in from thinking that we don't know about this other stream that he's on. Busted.
And
No,
just,
he's looking to get himself shadow banned from the 1011. It looks
I was
like.
just going to say he's slapping our guest around a little bit here, and I don't think that's very nice.
The good thing is his last check still cashed.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
It's important.
And Matt saying, when is the Long Halloween last 10 issues trade coming out? Not sure. Haven't heard that. I don't remember that one being
And I'm surprised
announced
there's
yet.
not a Barbara Gordon omnibus.
Yeah, the closest we're getting to it is probably that Robin one from the 70s with a lot of Batman family in it. So Cliff is here. Cliff, I will be talking about Super Friends before the show's over with, for sure. And then Cookie is here. Mice have ears. Mouse Man knows. Cookie just had a birthday the other day, so happy belated birthday. Yeah. Okay, Tony, do you have any news? I spent 20 minutes talking just about omnibuses.
Talking about reprints.
Yeah.
Sounds like DC is printing the entire library. But Southern Comic Book Geek wanted to know my quick Superman rating out of 10. I'm going to give it a 7. I assume he's talking about the movie. A 7. Speaking of movies, I took my daughter to Fantastic Four. Maybe backfired a little bit because now she wants to be Silver Surfer for Halloween, so I got to figure that out. Maybe that wasn't a good idea.
Yeah, not a great idea.
We had the whole theater to ourselves, just her and I. That was it.
Oh wow! I always
It's
live for
awesome.
those days. It's
Yeah.
like, please let
Awesome.
let it just be me.
I pretend
we were-
that I booked a private screening.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
What a great movie it was too.
It was good. I enjoyed it. A lot of twists and turns. I'm not going to spoil anything, but I really enjoyed Galactus. I thought that was pretty cool. They did him very well.
Did you see the popcorn bucket?
They did have it for sale in my theater. They did.
Yeah,
We did not get it.
It's $80.
Oh,
My daughter wanted to get it, but
It's $80.
can't. Yeah.
Yeah,
The
you
lady
get
was like,
hot
"Oh, if
dogs
you buy
for
it,
that instead.
we'll let you refill your popcorn." I'm like, sold for $80. I'll refill all my popcorn. Oh wow.
Jason
for
is
the
right.
rest of my life.
There was a big. Usually, it drops 50%. It dropped a lot more than that. It dropped like 80%.
Oh
Yeah.
really? Oh,
Yeah.
that's too bad.
I liked
But,
it though. So
Oh, I
And then-
loved it.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. I really enjoyed it. But in the news department, someone straight up asked James Gunn about Wonder Woman news,
Mhm.
and he said they're going the way, for casting wise, they're going to cast Wonder Woman the same way they casted Superman. Someone who's not like super well known because they need to keep costs down, so they can go with, not saying Millie Ilcock is cheap, but I mean she's up and coming. That's what they want to do with the Wonder Woman. They want to hire an up and coming, someone who's not a household name yet, because that costs money.
Also, that was
Um,
false news about Alexandra Daddario playing her.
Yeah.
Okay.
False news. That I think there's like a bunch of names being tossed around. All those are scrapped now. So now we have no clue who they're going to hire. And he said that they hope to have a Wonder Woman cast by this time next year. So late summer, we'll have our casting news of 2026.
cool.
And I'm a fan of unknown actors being cast in roles.
I am too.
Absolutely.
And
they
a lot of those,
released.
yeah, a lot of those. I didn't mean to interrupt you, Tony. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
A lot of those actors. I mean, that's how they get discovered too. It's just one good role for them, and I mean,
Yeah.
nobody heard of Hugh Jackman before Wolverine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And they released how much money David Cornsweet made from Superman.
Okay.
Like, how much money do you think he made? Big movie.
His
Just take a
base
wild guess.
his base salary wasn't like $750,000.
Technically, yes, but out of taxes and fees, everyone got a cut. How much do you think he took home?
500.
Less than $200,000.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
But
Which
you
means-
know what?
oh.
It
Means
sets
that's
up.
what they did to Brosnahan too.
It sets up for a bigger paycheck in the future, though.
It does.
Because
It totally sets him up. Yeah.
yeah,
But did they get residuals written into that? Because sometimes it's tricky. You'll
I
have
don't
like
know.
that base pay, but then they have residuals in their contract.
and that's where you can
which they
clean
make
up
a lot
at.
of money on.
Yeah, I'm not sure. They just, when they announced that, I was like, for that kind of movie, they only paid him like $200,000. Like,
Mhm.
I get why they did that, because now they could have this cavalcade of characters that comes in, but I thought that was a little low. They paid him
Totally.
$700,000,
Mhm.
but took
Yeah.
out all that stuff. He'd even make $200,000. His agent gets this agent gets a cut, that agent gets a cut,
Yeah.
this thing gets a cut, that thing gets a cut.
Yeah.
So nothing.
But everybody knows his name now.
That's true. They do, and they didn't before.
Yeah, I didn't know. You're right. I didn't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had never heard of him. Now everybody knows him.
The highest paid actor in that movie was Lex Luthor. What was his name? Holt.
Nicholas Holt.
Nicholas Holt.
Nicholas Holt. Yeah, he made a little over $1 million.
Mhm.
Well, I'm guessing second would probably be Nathan Fillion.
Yep, he's made just under $1 million, like almost
Hey,
900,000.
I'll say this though. Nicholas Holt is coming to NYCC to sign autographs and do pictures.
Exactly, Jason.
You know who's charging more than Nicholas Holt is?
almost everybody.
Annie Potts.
Naturally. Well, yeah, that what?
That is, I mean, I'm
just
all
silly.
I'm all about people getting their dues when they charge for signature. I have no problem charging for signature. What grinds my gears, you have someone like Jose Luis Garcia Lopez, an absolute legend in the industry, charges you nothing, $5 for each after that, a very reasonable price. And then I run into up and coming people in the industry, and they're like, "Yeah, my signature's $50." Like, bro, who are you?
Mhm.
Neil Adams was $50 at his peak.
Yeah,
She's riding her Ghostbusters
Yeah.
clout, huh?
yeah. I think it's more. I think it's more young Shelvin. So
I know.
She was
I'm being
Meemaw.
a jerk.
Oh, Annie Potts was me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Anything
yeah,
else,
she has
Tony?
the Ghostbusters factor. No, that's really it. That's really it.
Okay, if you don't mind pulling up the assist, I know that we're just chatting and then we have a huge review tonight. Gary, tell us about Rima the Jungle Girl and why she's in your collection, and tell me about this.
Well, I've always liked strong female characters, especially when they're written well.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Rima was written well. Great Joe Kubert design. Nestor Redondo working on interior art. I mean, a couple people you just can't go wrong with, right? Creation wise. You had this great book, which is like a romance, but a jungle romance. And this is a copy Sarah's got that she just read. And just a classic old novel. And it was also a great old movie with Audrey Hepburn and Anthony Perkins. And it's kind of like an old-timey romance where it's like it's charming, it's endearing, it's tragic at the same time. There's just a lot of levels to it. But when you look at this book, first of all, the cover art's gorgeous and draws you right in.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, look right there. It's just fantastic, right? Great Joe Kubert. And of course, all these covers are misleading because they want to draw you in. All right. Nowhere in this book does she sick a snake on poor Abel.
But she could, but she chooses not to.
And Rima also has just these cool abilities, right? She was, her mother died and her grandfather brought her to the jungle to raise her, took her away from civilization. She grew up in this jungle area and just became one with all the animals.
Yeah. Tony, do you want to start going through the book and Gary will hit his...
I'm getting ahead of it. But, okay, so this book begins with Abel poisoned by a bushmaster snake. And you learn, and he's stumbling through, and he gets into this hut with this old guy named Nufflo. And Nufflo, and I mean, look, first of all, look at this. How do you open the page and not want to read more? Look at this gorgeous art. There she is in a spider web dress, and you later learn how she gets that dress. That would be in issue 2. You learn that, but it's great. It's self-repairing, as you can, you'll learn later. Like, not self-repairing, but it gets repaired by things. But what a opening panel, right? A lot of times when you open a book, they got one chance to draw you in as a reader, right? And the right there draws you right in. All the animals around her, everything going towards her. She's just relaxing there. It creates a mystique. And then you want to learn about it. Why are all these animals coming to her? Why is she in the jungle? Why does she thrive there? And I love the look of her, the white hair. White-haired female characters in the comics have always interested me for some reason. I don't know why. I think it's just the visual appeal, but.
And can I just say that image of her lounging with the birds, that matches exactly how she's introduced in the book. Like, it's spot on. And
right, a very faithful.
A very faithful. Yeah, it is.
4 issues.
Yep.
And then, of course, he thinks he's going to die. He finally comes to his senses. He's in the hut with Nufflo, and he tells Nufflo about how he got in this present situation, that he was a rebel in the Venezuelan rebellion, which the revolt didn't go well. They lost the revolt. All of his friends were killed, lined up and shot. He got away just to escape into this jungle, and he met this tribe that took him in, gave him food, very, very friendly tribe, and they warned him about this place in the jungle, the Forbidden Forest, where no man has ever come back. There's a witch that lives there. She can change shapes from human to beast, and they have all these stories about this place, this mythology that they think no one returns from. And you kind of see why a little later, although it's not for the reasons they think. Rima herself is protected by nature there, so anyone that poses a threat to her will be taken care of by the forest and the animals. But she is not a witch. But they warn him, and as he's coming through to his senses at the end, he thanks Nufflo for healing him and taking him back. And Nufflo says, "Oh, that wasn't me. That was my granddaughter, Rima." And then you learn that that's her grandfather. And it sets up a great little cliffhanger for issue 2. And it just draws you in. It's like a great opening, right? You have all the scenery, the artwork in this, and the scenery is just amazing. If there was one of the pages where her face is in the tree when he's thinking back, and it's just artistic beauty, and it's just gorgeous. And the way she looks, she comes in the panel, and she's one of those characters that commands every panel she's in. Her design is just beautiful. But,
Yeah.
And I wish, do we, you see him. And the only reason he got bit by the snake is he was trying, when he met her, he was trying to warn her about the snake, and the snake thought he was attacking her, so it bit him to protect her. But he realized it too late, and he was already bit. But unbeknownst to him, she saved him. She drew the poison out and then brought him to her grandfather's hut to heal. So in the first issue, he meets her and he's saved by her. And just fantastic panels. And that's his fever dream right there. He's just dreaming about her and cool stuff. Stop acting like you know me, Jackson. I can't help what I'm drawn to. I am but a simple man.
He loves women. What can we say? Come on.
Well, that gets us a good introduction to this series. And the first 4 issues are her origin. And Gary will continue with issue 2 with
issue 2 has a very deceptive cover.
Yeah.
Because that is not how that scene is not in the book. It's has nothing. It's just there to draw the reader in. And it's effective. You think they're being attacked by dogs, but those dogs actually belong to her grandfather. That's her grandfather. He is still recovering. So issue 2 opens, and let me take it out. I was just reading it earlier, but issue 2 opens, and he knows, he's like, was it a dream? But no, it's not a dream, because he has the bandage on his leg. He wanders into the forest, which is called the Garden of Eden, and then he's set upon by this leopard, and he sees the leopard. He reaches for a branch. He's going to have to fend for himself and fight. And then Rima shows up, and then he's trying to ward her away. And he's like, stay back. It'll attack you. And Rima's like, don't fear. We're good friends, me and this thing. And she kind of talks to it in a language and completely wows Abel. He can't believe that she can actually communicate through sounds with the jungle life. And then you have like the great panel of just them in the background, and you see all this wildlife around them. And you realize that she's always surrounded by this wildlife. It's just a great depiction of what's going on in the art in that panel. And this is what this book excels at. There's always a lot going on. You can find so much in the panels. And then she kind of tells him, you know, that once she arrived in the woods, she didn't hold any peril for anything in the woods, and nothing in the woods held any peril for her. And she got along with all the animals, including the crocodiles, and the birds taught her how to sing and trill like them. Because that was what first brought Abel into this forest, is this trilling sound of this beautiful bird, which the natives are scared of, but he wasn't. He was just drawn to it. And then you see more of her in the trees. And then, you know, the panels you're looking at now explains her dress. Her dress is spider silk. And when it needs repair, the spiders come down and they fix it for her. They're no threat to her. They're her friends, like everything else in this Garden of Eden. And, you know, he just gets a real big sense of peace. Now, she tells him that he's got to heal some more. She kisses him on the cheek, and he is out cold. So she has some kind of power there. And then he goes into a deep sleep, and he's dreaming of her and Rima going through the sky together. And then he wakes up, and old Nufflo's stealing out of the hut, and he wants to know what Nufflo's up to. So he follows Nufflo, And Nuffalo is sneaking away to eat meat because Rima doesn't approve of meat, and she's very judgmental against her grandfather. That, but he's of a mind like, who is anyone to tell me what I can eat? I'm a grown ass man. So he's found out by Abel, and Abel joins them for a meal, and only for them both to return and have Rima there with a great drawing of a stern look on her face, which they just nailed. She knows what's going on. She's completely unhappy with both of them, and takes off. But then Abel goes back to the village that first helped him, and he was on the run from the revolt. And they can't believe that he made it out. They said he's the first guy ever to make it back out of the forest that they've ever seen return. And they keep saying, don't go back in there. The beast in the woods do her bidding. He was lucky to get out. And if he values his soul, he'll never return. He'll eventually lose his soul. And, and he's kind of pining romantically to himself that his soul may be already lost to her, but, in a more romantic sense, not a horrific sense. And then he starts racing through the forest, and it's just a great moody shot. There's rain, and there's a great shot of lightning, a big tree, and then you see Rima on the hill. One of the more famous poses out of this series of comics. A gray shadowy figure is illuminated by a bolt of lightning as the rain drips from her form and accentuates an unearthly beauty. And Rima's there, and you see an embrace from them. And he apologizes. He didn't mean to treat her unkindly. They race back to the hut and back to Old Nuffalo, where they have soup. And then Rima makes this proclamation that she wants to return to the land where her mother is from, to see what that's like. She goes, we'll leave immediately, which stuns both of the gents there. And then that leads into issue 3.
Awesome. Good recap, Gary. And while we get issue 3 ready and we hand the baton off, I'll say hello to Kenneth Bird, who's joined us. And the art chemist is here as well. So thank you both for popping in. I hope you enjoy our Rima, the Jungle Girl review tonight. So we'll go into the second 2 parts of her origin with issue 3 and Silver Hair Bronze Age Babe.
Okay, so we are off to find more about Mama Rima in Rio Lama. And Nuffalo tells Abel that that's where Rima was born. And basically, this issue is primarily an extended flashback from Nuffalo's point of view. And so on the next page, you'll see that he starts telling the beautiful splash page there. I mean, that just is it's just so compelling. So nearly 17 years ago, Nuffalo joined a group who hated the government, but actually, as you can see depicted there, were more interested in raping and pillaging than fighting for justice. So yuck. Nuffalo felt bad about it, but not bad enough to leave because he feared that they would kill him if he went AWOL. So he sticks with them. The group ends up at a small village high atop the Rio Lama mountains. They get into a cave where they find a beautiful blonde woman. There she is, Mama Rima. And you can tell that those two are probably related somehow. But the men start slathering after Mama Rima, but Nuffalo stays behind. And he later comes out of the cave to find that all the men are dead with their necks broken. My kind of gal. There's no sign of Mama Rima. So Nuffalo tries to leave, but he hears something, and he hears a cry, and he finds that the next page, Mama Rima is stuck in a river rock. So he rescues her, and he takes her to yet another cave where he watches over her for weeks as if he were his daughter. He just feels so bad about, being a marauder. He's like, no, I'll take care of her like my daughter. All the while, Mama Rima never speaks. She doesn't say a word, but she does have a baby. That happened. At some point, a mountain lion comes through the cave looking for a meal. Again, beautiful art on that. And but Mama Rima spoke harshly in Mountain Lion, and the beast left them alone. And then 5 years magically pass, and Mama Rima dies of unmentioned reasons. So so Nuffalo takes Rima out of Rio Lama and thinks he's going to take her to civilization, but every town that they enter makes Rima really unhappy and pretty miserable. So they just keep moving until they find that old tree. And Rima there is like, you know what? This is the place, Gramps. I want to settle down here. So that's how they got to the tree. And then the next page, that page, Rima goes through puberty, talks to the animals and sews her own clothes out of spider webs. And the local savages call her daughter of the Didi, or the evil one. They chase her around the jungle. At one point they threw poison darts at her. But like her mother before her, Rima can take care of herself. Thank you very much. And those darts just come right back at the savages and kill them. I'm really loving Rima at this point. So that ends Nuffalo's flashback by saying that the savages fled, never to return. And then that's when the three of them arrive at Riolama. But Rima announces, but that was not my mother's home. Wait here for me. I must go alone the rest of the way. So that ends that particular book. And then we're up to issue 4, which is the final of this kind of mini series that launches the title.
Hi, Bobby.
And let's see here. Where are we? The next book starts with Abel waiting for Rima. But a group of headhunters arrive, and they ssuccessfully beat him up, tie him down. And that, again, another terrific Redondo splash page on there. That just is, I just love the look of that. And so that's how we enter the conclusion of the Flaming Forest. The headhunters want to kill Abel because he hangs around with the evil one. Abel tries to explain, but they just really aren't, they aren't reasoning with him the way he thinks they should reason with him. And you see that lovely image. Abel knows that Rima has gone to Riolama to find her mother's people. But you have that ghostly image, which is really how Rima appears in Abel's psyche. The headhunters take him deeper into the jungle, where they're going to kill him. But a huge alligator appears, and there he is now. Again, how smart are the panels? It's like, okay, I have to have a big alligator, so I'll make that panel huge. I mean, that just is, it's remarkable.
The layouts in this book are amazing.
Incredible, just incredible. So, Abel's like, oh, good, a big alligator. Maybe now it's my time to escape. So he, thinking he can make a run for it, Abel tries it, but he fails, and he gets into it with one of the headhunter, who he ends up killing. And you'll see a really interesting, that page right there up at the top right, where he does that guy in. So Abel then goes to Nuffalo's cabin and finds Nuffalo and his dogs dead. It's like, oh boy. So he's like, well, you know what? If Rima has come back, she will be at the tree. So he heads for the magic tree, thinking that if Rima is still alive, that's where she'll be. But he comes upon a tree that has been charred, the charred remains of what was once the monarch of the forest. And Abel is now just kind of beside himself. Rima, my love. He goes into kind of a fever dream of what must have happened, that they chased her. He chased her through the forest to the tree where the headhunters set fire to it, killing Rima. And then you get a beautiful page. Did I miss it with his his full page of his Abel's face. Where
Yes, gorgeous.
Yeah, you got to go back because you got to see this. There it is.
Yeah.
There it is. Where he thinks that she's been killed. But this, when I
That's
first
great.
read this years ago, this just sat me back in my chair. I really thought it was fantastic. So you just see the angst on this guy.
Right here, just Nestor Redondo doing great work.
Yeah. So that image gives you the insight into Abel vowing revenge. He gets the tribe of his friends to attack the bad guys, which they do. And I have to turn the page, get away from the Stratomatic. So Abel and his crew then murder the Malagars, and Abel returns again to Nufflo's cabin and his grave. But he realizes that the animals aren't really that sad that Rima is dead. Like, shouldn't they be mopey like me? But they're not. And it's because, we turn the next page, Rima's alive. There she is. Yay! She's alive and well. She realized Riolama wasn't the place for her. She explains that she had escaped the burning tree with only scorched arms and legs. It's like, well, okay. Now, luckily, her lips were unscathed, and she and Abel reunited as only an adult man should do with a 17-year-old girl, but I'm not saying anything. And they wander into the jungle for more adventures. And that is our origin story of Rima the Jungle Girl.
So we've gotten through 4 of the first 7 issues, and we're going to continue on. First, I want to give a proper hello to Bobby Delgado. Thank you for being here. And then Bedazzle's here saying he has a show called
She.
Bedazzle is a she. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I knew that too. I knew that. Thank you.
Oops.
Yes. So check out the show that she's mentioning too. Samira, Queen of the Jungle. Yes. So, Mr. Tony, you're going to take over for this issue.
Yes, and let me tell you, keep in mind when I read these, I just read my issue because I like to be surprised. I was so confused because Rima, the Jungle Girl, the cover gives away my confusion. There is somebody encased in a block of ice in the Amazon. I assumed it was the Amazon. Yeah, so we hear, I didn't know this guy's name. So deep in the jungles of Venezuela, he's doing something. Now I know that, he's the man of the story the whole time. Obviously this is Rima. So he's just waiting on the side of a bank of the assumed Amazon River, waiting for her when this guy in a block of ice comes floating by. Yeah, you know what? I'd have questions too. Like, hey, where's the,
Huh?
I don't even know what to do. And then I saw the alligators coming. I was like, yo, lady, what are you doing? Like this alligator-infested river, maybe not do that. But I didn't know she could communicate with animals. It makes a lot more sense now. Like, oh, thank you, alligators, for helping me push this giant block of ice that there's a person inside the rest of the way down the river. Very confusing, but makes sense now that I know the context of it. Yeah, so they pull this guy out of the river, and they're chiseling away at it with this incredibly sharp object instead of just waiting for 100-plus degree weather to just do it for them. Whatever.
There you go, being logical again, Tony.
Couldn't
Knock
wait.
it off.
Right. And this guy, well, let me tell you, this guy's a genius, feels for a pulse. Guess what? It's gone. No.
No, you got to keep in mind, Tony, this takes place after the book. This is where they're making it up now.
Yeah. So, so they're like, oh, man, he's dead. Like, of course he is. He was just encased in a block of ice for God knows how long. So, of course he's dead. And they're like, yeah, what do we do? So they said, let's follow it upstream and let's see if we can figure it out. Let's solve this Scooby-Doo mystery, right? Case of the frozen Iceman or whatever it is. So they go along the jungle, and then I started having predator visions in my brain because they got some guy hanging upside down, just waiting for the predator to come and start skinning him alive. And same thing, they cut him down and like, oh my gosh, he's dead. Like, yeah, what gave you that impression that he was alive? His throat was cut. This guy right here, Mr. Magoo. And then as they go on their adventure, he's trapped. He falls into a pretty primitive trap. Meanwhile, Rima just goes on without him and comes to some kind of a jungle village or some kind of cartel outpost. Not sure what the context is here, but this is where they're somehow freezing people in the middle of the jungle. This is our first meetup of Dr. Zulio. I think that's how you say his name. Zullio. Zulio. And he's punishing all these locals, I guess, for not supporting him. And he's got them strung about, and he's sentencing them to death. He's sentencing the natives of that land to death, while it looks like he's bringing in like more henchmen. But they do bring, what's his name again? The main guy, Abel. Yep. The trap was their trap. They caught Abel. They're bringing him back to the village, and they say, "Hey, look at this guy." Oh, Dr. Zulio says, this must be a spy from my enemies in Caracas, which was my first clue that maybe he's in Venezuela. They're trying to find me, and they're trying to find a way to kill me. So Dr. Zulio asked him, who are you? What are you doing here? He doesn't say anything, and then this big brute of a guy just knocks him out, and then that makes Rima come out of the trees with her baby Ruth and Butterfinger, it looks like. But she says, "Hey, you can't be doing that." And Dr. Zulio is like, "Hey, I'm glad you're here. Here's a shovel. Now you both get to dig your own grave. Welcome to the party." Again, I don't know that when I'm reading this, she can communicate with animals. All of a sudden, the jungle comes alive and attacks these bad guys, which causes enough a distraction that Dr. Zulio takes off. Like, all the bad guys go run into the jungle. Some of them get eaten, and they say that in here somewhere, where the jungle cats. She doesn't like eating meat, but she's okay with these jungle cats eating people. Whatever. No issue with it at all.
It's the type of meat.
If they were just cannibals, it'd be okay. And then, they're just okay with, at the end of the story, hey, we did a good thing. We stopped these bad guys. Who knows what they were doing? Peace comes to the jungle once again, and that brings up the end of this issue. So, very interesting.
That's nothing compared to what she's going to do in one of the stories I'm going to read.
I can only imagine.
So first I'm going to say, Damien, hello. Hey to you, Sleepy Reader 666. It's great to have you here. So as we advance up to issue 6, great cover there too. This cover is actually a little bit representative of what we get in the story. But on our first page, we have Abel, and he's been hired as a guide by a group of people. And they're asking, is it true that there's a white jaguar out here? We'll pay you whatever money it takes for you to get us to that. We want that as a trophy. And he's like, I'm not a hunter. I am your guide. And no such animal exists, obviously lying to them because he knows it does. They say, what about the jungle girl we heard about? Rima, is she a myth? And he's like, yes, she's a myth as well. Something that you dream about. Then we go to what I kind of consider our 2-page splash that we look forward to in each issue. And as they're talking, they hear a noise and look over, and what do they see but Rima and the jaguar, along with her other cat, running by. So now that they know this is real and she exists, and they instantly say, take a shot. So as they go to fire, Rima keeps running, and she's telling, the cats that this is the place, my friends. So she's at the tree, and, she's not at the tree. They've run really far, gotten away from them, and she's found the entrance to a cave. And she says, you go in here. The hunters are never going to find you in this cave. You remain here. No harm will come to you while you wait. And she's like, I need to go back because I really feel like Abel could be in grave danger. As she goes back, we cut to Abel, and he is in pretty big danger for lying. He's been caught lying about the cat, about Rima, and he goes to say, she's not really any part of your business. You should just consider that she doesn't exist. And he's like, she would be worth a fortune, as even more than the cat. And Abel can't stand that, so he throws a punch, and he says, I'll see you dead first. And they start to retaliate. And then as we go on to the next page, Abel tells him to go to hell, and they're starting to pin him down, and the animals up in the trees are silently watching, yet you get this feeling that they're communicating with Rima. So she knows that there's something going on. So they're talking about, if we kill Abel, we'll never be able to find the White Jaguar as well as Rima the Jungle Girl. Our sense of fortune is kind of tied up on in knowing what he knows. So they stake him to the ground, and Rima, look at this. She's running across alligators, a living bridge of floating alligators.
As one does in the Amazon.
Yes, because she's got to get there in a hurry. So when she gets there, she sees Abel, and he's trying to warn her it's a trap. And yeah, it is, because she's now caught in their sights. They go and take a shot on Rima. Not like an on-purpose shot to kill her, but to stun her. And when that happens, you get that beautiful page right there of all the birds that are starting to fly down. And they say, only they end up winging away in terror at the approaching hunters. But their first instinct is to go down and protect Rima and Abel, but more Rima so much. And Abel, just because they can tell that, Rima's cool with him. Whoever Rima's cool with, they're cool with too. So now some time has passed, and Rima is awakened, and, they hit her on the shoulder with their bullet just to, stop her a little bit, but not really doing a lot of harm. And they want to know where the White Jaguar is. And, she's not going to tell them. Abel says they're going to kill the Jaguar if you tell them. And he says, hey, if you don't tell us, we're going to burn the forest down. And Abel's like, oh my God, you do need to tell him where the Jaguar is, because he's not kidding. He is going to destroy the entire forest. And they tell Rima that, you should consider what Abel's saying. We need to know where the White Jaguar is. But her answer is a bird song of strange, which emotes from her lips that only the animals can hear, which signals what needs to happen. And essentially, she's kind of stalling at this point, And they say, Trask, you leave me with her, and I'll make her squeal all right, When all of a sudden, who pops out from the bush but the White Jaguar, and he is ready to pounce, and he starts taking on the tribe that is hurting Rima and Abel. So, and then what happens? He gets shot. And Rima and Abel stand up to look around at all the surrounding death, not only of the Jaguar, but of the people that have been holding them captive too. And Rima says, there is hope, Abel. That White Jaguar shall live again. And he's kind of like, what do you mean? So she takes him on a long journey back to where the cave is to see the newborn babe of the White Jaguar. And she says, yes, Abel, the White Jaguar will live again, because there is the baby. And that is how this issue wraps up. This next issue, out of all the issues that we're reviewing, is the one that I wanted to review the most.
Really?
Because of what happens in this issue. Another cover that is reflective of what happens in the story. The story is, you see on the cover, if you just scroll up just a hair, Tony, it says The Imp. So The Imp is my favorite Rima story, and it's the last issue of the series. So here we go. So Rima and Abel are swimming through a small lagoon deep in the jungle in Venezuela, where Rima hears someone is in peril. So they head out and get on it, and they find a little boy who is scared to death because a huge bear has bared its fangs. And as we go to the next page, our splash is Abel taking a shot, even though Rima tells him not to, but he does. And the kid is like, that bear was going to bite me. And Rima's kind of like, it's old Barda. You know, she would never harm a butterfly unless she was driven to it. And Rima's wondering what's going on here. And the little boy's mother, the little boy Cecil, and his mother comes to see what's wrong. And she says, you know, you're naughty. You would have served you right to have gotten hurt. And she introduces herself as Mrs. John Van Cleve, and that's her son Cecil. And they introduce themselves back. And Rima starts to walk away, and you can tell that she's kind of upset. And Abel doesn't actually understand why. She's usually very kind and warm. He says, maybe it's the death of the bear. And she says, well, rudeness is a commodity.
The deviousness in her eyes is drawn so well.
Yes, it is. So in Rima's jungle, she feels a sense of, you know, evil that's come about. Cecil's mother there wants to thank Abel for rescuing him. So she invites him to dinner at her camp, and he says he'll accept. And he goes to ask Rima, and he realizes that she's gone, where the little kid Cecil has run over to see, and he's thinking, that big old bear sure got mad when I belted her cub. Well, it serves them both right. So the little kid was a brat that went and hit the cub.
Right, and the mother
the mother bear saw it, and she was reacting in retaliation. So the story goes on, and we have Cecil's mother and Abel having dinner, and she's kind of ready to stir the spaghetti sauce a little bit, even though she's a married woman. She don't care. She sees some Abel, and she says, need me some of that jungle fever. And, well, maybe that isn't jungle fever, but yes.
Oh, my goodness.
And she starts to think as, you know, this trip might not be as boring as I thought.
Yes, the safari's picking up.
So, Abel's sitting there and he's like, I love Rima, but I'll not accept her abuse or bad manners. You know, Mrs. Van Cleve is a beautiful woman. So he's kind of getting taken in a little bit by her charm. So the next day, they're starting out on their adventure for the next day when watching from a bush is a boar. And the boar all of a sudden flies out of that bush and goes to attack. And Rima is up in the tree. She's been hiding and watching a little bit. And she's the one who stops the boar with a whistle that only the animal can hear. But Mrs. Van Cleve thinks that it's Abel who's able to done it. Oh, he's so brave. And Rima kind of looks at what's going on. She has a little bit of a broken heart because she can see that Abel likes Mrs. Van Cleve.
Because they wrote him like an idiot in this issue.
Yes. Robert Kanigher. Robert Kanigher.
Oh, oh no.
Yep.
Oh.
And then, so little Cecil's like, I guess my mother's making another conquest. She doesn't care about me or my father or anyone, you know. Look at these kittens playing, enjoying themselves. What right do they have to be happy when I'm not? So he picks them up by the tail and throws them down a cliff. Well, how do you think that goes over with the little kitty's mother? The kitten's mother approaches. He doesn't notice it until it's too late. He starts screaming for help, and they realize it's Cecil yelling, and she's like, he's always getting in trouble. So the jaguar is about to jump when Rima jumps in, stopping Abel from shooting the gun, even though he gets mad at her, saying, hey, I almost could have hit you with this gun. She, on the next page, has the cat. She pretty much says, you need to stop. And he's like, why did you protect that animal? And she's like, the jaguar was only trying to protect its own. It did not deserve to die over that. And then she kind of runs away. And they're like, well, the boy was in danger. And Mrs. Van Cleve's like, you know what, Abel? You don't need her for anything. Just let her go. So we cut to that night, and that little, let's just say it, brat, Cecil, is dumping gasoline into the nearby lake. And the alligators instantly start to freak out. Well, he's not getting the instant attention that he wants from the camp. So he's like, I know what will draw their attention. Let's light a little match and throw it in there too. So next thing you know, you got the lake on fire. And Rima has witnessed what has gone on in absolute horror. And she sees the flames. And then after several pages of advertisements, he's in over his head again. So he's caught up with all these flames surrounding him near the lake's border that are on fire. Mrs. Van Cleve and Abel hear him scream, so they go to run out. And he's like, I need help. And Rima all of a sudden orders them, get into the water, everyone, before the flames destroy you. So they do as Rima says, and they realize someone has poured gasoline into the water. And she's like, the flames won't reach us here, but we have to stay close together. Little Cecil, all of a sudden, is like, something's caught me. I can't get free. It's a crocodile. And Abel's like, Rima, help him. And she says, I cannot. And then as time has passed, apparently the alligator has killed the little boy, and Rima has allowed it. And they see the empty gas can. Cecil must have set the fire, they come to the conclusion. And how horrible. In a way, he killed himself. And Rima says, well, the mother really needs to live with the knowledge that she too was responsible for her son's death. And she goes walking away. Abel and Rima stare into each other's eyes, and they're reunited. So Rima had the chance to save the little boy, but she knew what a brat he was and what he was doing to her environment, so she let him get killed by an alligator.
The only thing missing from that comic is a last panel shot of Rima wearing a shirt that says, that's what he gets.
Yes.
F around and find out. Love
Right.
Rima.
Yes.
But my issue with this issue is they wrote Abel like a jerk. Oh, so he has this deep love for Rima, and then you get this writer who just instantly, he's instantly flirted away by another woman. It's just a garbage way to treat that character after all the stuff he's been through in the previous issues.
Yes.
And it's a terrible way to treat the relationship of Rima and Abel.
Yes.
I was thinking, if there's ever a need for a kid on a leash, it's this kid. But sounds like the crocodiles did us a
Took
solid.
care of it.
Right?
Yeah.
So Robert Kanigher really wrote that?
Yeah, I believe he did, yeah.
Well, that explains it. I
Right?
mean, God sakes.
The Library 88 is here with us. Thanks for joining us. We agree, beautiful art.
And you
yeah.
know,
So-
I love this series. I just hate when they treat characters like completely out of character from previous issues.
Absolutely.
Yes.
This is nuts. It's nuts.
So this is how we ended the series. This was a bi-monthly series, and this is how it ended. And
Oh,
Robert Kanigher, where stories go to die.
yes. Yes. Where sanity just kind of.
So Tony, what are your thoughts? We'll start with you. What are your thoughts about the books that we looked at in this series overall?
This is a story and characters I'm unfamiliar with, so it's kind of cool to learn and read something new. But I agree, it started off really great and ended poorly. But out of 10, I'll give it a solid 7.5.
Yeah. Gary, your thoughts?
All right, issues 1 through 4, 10 out of 10 for me. Absolutely love them. Think the art and the storytelling is amazing. Think the panel layout's great. I think the use of colors is amazing in them, and just the different environments. Issues 5 through 7, 5 and 6 will get a 3.5 out of. We'll get a 7 out of 10. Issue 7 will get a 3 out of 10.
Yeah.
Okay. Sarah.
I'm with Gary. The first 4 issues of this book are it's right up there with Classics Illustrated. It is beautiful. It's a wonderful way to honor the original source material.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, the original, I have my teeny tiny problem was the age of the character. You know, it's like, yeah, okay, but I will overlook it. But the art is beautiful. The cover art, the story art is just phenomenal throughout. But what a sad end to what could have been a really interesting book going on for several years. Yay!
They really had no idea how to continue it after the source material.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And they did, it's almost like they didn't care. I mean,
Right.
they just didn't care. So,
And
wow.
while the comic book stopped, what Bobby brings up, she made 3 appearances in
I was
Super
gonna
Friends
mention that.
cartoons. Yes. So that's kind of where we saw Rima, and that was kind of it after that. I even looked through some of the Super Friends.
Stealing my thunder.
Yeah, I even looked through some of the Super Friends comic books, thinking that maybe she would have done an appearance in the comic book version. Didn't find them. Didn't find her.
So, fun fact, Rima, now that I know what Rima is, in the DC Dark Multiverse, they made a map of all the Dark Multiverses. There's an Earth in the Dark Multiverse called Rima's Jungle.
Okay.
Oh,
That makes sense now. 'Cause I don't know what that was. I didn't give it really any thought. So now there's a bad Earth where Rima's probably some kind of jungle evil princess.
I wonder if they still own the rights to her.
I don't know.
Probably if they can publish that, I imagine they do.
yeah. I
don't
wonder
think
if
they
the
can publish
book is in public domain. Yeah, the original.
Very well possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, the original
Yeah,
book.
it's probably possible.
Yeah.
So this
Boy.
was 1973. These stories were published bi-monthly. And for those that are wondering, Marvel had a similar series called Shanna the She-Devil. And Shanna came out first, for those that are wondering, but not by a whole lot. And Shanna was bi-monthly as well. And Silver Hair Bronze Age Babe, do you have an announcement to make about Shanna?
Yes, as a matter of fact, we're not done talking about the jungle, the mighty jungle. So Ryan and I am going to go off the DC reservation, and I'm going to host a live dive on August 13th. It's a Wednesday night, 7:30, my channel. I will plug it appropriately as the time comes. But Ryan's going to join me, and we're going to talk about Shanna, the she-devil. Now, Shanna only lasted 4 issues. So 5 issues,
Yep.
she says. So so we'll probably do something similar here. But the Jungle Ladies have caught our attention here.
Yes.
So
We'll kind of flip the coin because
Well,
Rima
yeah.
was DC's most famous Jungle Girl. Shanna was Marvel's.
yeah.
So we'll take a look, and obviously there'll be some comparisons. So
Yeah.
I'll be talking about it more on my channel too when it gets closer, but mark the 13th on your calendar and join us for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fun. Something else that you might have noticed, we were able to do this entire series for 2 reasons. Number one, there's not a lot of panels on these pages. So it makes for an easy read, but sometimes I think less is more in this case, you know? And another thing too, there was a backup feature that was completely about space that did not fit at all with this title. I mean, it just wasn't a good pairing. So
Yeah, you just wonder how many liquid lunches these guys were having
Yes.
in 1973. It's like, what?
Yeah.
So, okay. But, yeah, the art alone for...
Those panels were good. Each issue was kind of unique. I like
Yeah, if you have any interest in adding to your jungle books, go for the first 4 issues and
Amazing.
just revel in the beautiful artwork. You really do feel like you're, in the Venezuelan jungle.
Yeah,
It's
you are.
very cool.
I really look forward to that, first, double page with
Yes.
the panels laid out like that.
Yeah.
I really like that.
Oh, it just draws you right in.
Yeah.
Yep. Beautiful.
Well, this was fun looking
Great,
at tonight.
Gary. Thank you for
Yes.
suggesting that we do this, because I wouldn't have dug these out of my little short boxes without it.
Oh, and now you've read the novel too.
And I've read look at me.
Are you going to watch
I got to
the
see
movie?
the movie. I got to find the movie now.
As far as I know, you can only get it on DVD still.
All right.
So it's not streaming anywhere.
Not that we
No,
know
I-
of.
Okay.
That's like this is a ghost of a movie to find. I mean,
I didn't even know it was a
movie.
movie. I never even
Huh?
heard of it. I never heard of it.
Yeah,
I found
Audrey Hepburn, who I think is just one of the all-time classic beauties, and Anthony Perkins, who may have made a film or two and got a name for himself. Who knows?
Yes, he might have.
Had
Well,
a series
let's-
of restaurants.
Right?
Perkins, yeah. late night drunk. Mister, wake up! Your spaghetti and meatballs are here. We'll start into our book show and talking about what's going on our channels. Let you know that if you'd like to participate with an at-home book show, something DC Comics or Rima related or Jungle related, post it on Instagram with the hashtag Fanboys Live and the Retro Review, so we can find you and appreciate your at-home contribution. Gary, what's going on with your channel, and then we'll do your book show.
What's going on with my channel? All right, so calendar. So coming up next week, we have, let me see, we have Mark Andrews doing on the 1011 on Tuesday, and he is doing Frank Frazetta album covers.
That's going to be great.
And then on the 7th, we have Candice Barbosa making her third 1011 appearance, and she is doing an Archie Comics 1011.
Awesome.
So that's going to be great. Then we have the return of Brucifer Morningstar on the 12th. And on the 14th, we have Chonko on for the first time.
Nice.
So, and then the rest of the month is filled up, and I'm starting to schedule for September now. I'm a little behind because I should have started September last week, but life is busy.
And is it true that all three of these other faces that you're sharing the screen with will probably be seen again on your channel sometime in the immediate future?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, the only person's check who hasn't cashed is yours yet. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Hurry up and cash it, man. Don't mess around.
If it would just stop bouncing,
Yes,
I
he keeps
would
bouncing.
catch it.
Yeah.
I could catch it if it stopped bouncing.
I mean, we're going to sign Sarah up for Super Dickory covers.
Yep. I am so in on that one.
Right. And then you're waiting to complete your Justice League collection to come on for that. If you have an idea when it'll be complete, we can schedule it.
I don't.
And then we just signed Tony up for September 4th for a signature edition.
Awesome. Good stuff. So, book show, what do you have to share with us?
Oh, I got a lot to share.
Do it.
So first, since it's supposed to be DC, I'm going to go 2 DC things. Then I'm going to introduce you to a Jungle Girl you guys have never heard of. So first thing I'm going to show, and I didn't take out my floppies. I just took the hardcover of this I have out, and this is Wonder Woman and Conan.
Nice.
All right, now I have the 6 issue, and so a lot of the multiple covers for in the floppies, but this hardcover is just gorgeous too. And I particularly took this out, Ryan, because look at the hardcover underneath it.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's awesome. That's beautiful.
Right?
That's a very unique story, too.
It is. And of course, on the other side, and this is just a panel out of the series.
Yeah.
But a good read. Gail Simone did quite well with this. And sometimes I really like Gail Simone. Sometimes I think she's not right for a character, but when she gets it right, she nails it. And then I have the 6-issue Girl Frenzy from DC Comics.
Nice.
All right, so we got Donna Troy with a great story, just her really reevaluating herself and things that have happened in her life. Just a fun read, a good read. And her importance in the universe, right? The Ravens, the Mist.
What a cool cover.
Right? Yeah. Then Shebab's favorite, Lois Lane. All right, you have Batgirl. And then finally, the Tomorrow Woman.
Nice.
So, but this is one I like to share that I'm going to share next because nobody knows about it, and it's such a fun story.
Are the interiors like the covers? Jackson's asking. For the Girl
they're
Frenzy.
all different. Of what? The Girl Frenzy?
Yeah, is the interior art similar to the
Which
covers?
one does he want to see? And I'll show him an example of one.
I don't know. He hasn't said yet.
Well, let's because Babs is on here. Let's go with
show me Lois Lane.
Let's go with Lois Lane. So here's the cover. The interiors are way better. So let's see. So there's the interior.
Okay.
But I told you Lois had a cool kind of costume. So you get kind of that here. Lois is investigating, trying to save some kids. What I really like about this is takes place in Canada. So it's an adventure for Lois outside of Metropolis.
Yeah.
And it's just her being an investigative reporter and just doing her job and kicking ass along the way.
Absolutely.
And that's Lois there, shooting a gun and trying to save the day.
Yeah.
But each one has a different artist. The interior is different. So I'll show you the Don Troy because I think the art in this is really good.
And Girl Frenzies, for those that are wondering, I remember this was something DC did on a 5th week where there was, instead of 4 weeks of publishing in that month, there was a 5th week. So they did a theme to do this Girl Frenzy as their releases for that 5th week.
But there's you just got some great self-reflection by Donna Troy in this issue and just the things that she's been through. And it's just a really, really good story with a lot of heart in it.
Yeah, that's good art.
Yeah. But the art is better than the covers on each one. They didn't really knock it out of the park for the covers. Although I think they accomplished their job because even though they didn't knock it out of the park, they do stand out on a shelf the way they look through the design.
They do.
But so this first came out in 3D with Blackthorn Publishing. We're talking about Rima the Jungle Girl.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
So this is great. I mean, it's so much fun. The 3D is great. Each book had fold out covers.
Oh, nice.
All right. And it was 2 issues and really good story. She's a leader of her tribe. She's she's got some powers of her own. She's got to fight evil. There's some mystic stuff. There's a lot going on in these. So this is issue 2. And this is something that you need in your collection. So
wow.
That's issue 2. So this was a hit enough that they collected this in non-3D form. So if you have trouble looking at 3D, you can read it in the graphic novel.
Oh, cool.
Oh.
All right. And it collects both issues in their glorious black and white and completely. And you could just see some great things with her fighting off creatures and stuff to protect her home and her people. And this goes through a lot of time. She's kind of a goddess. But then if that's not enough, it is then collected one more time.
Ooh,
and
I
the
like
cool
that.
thing about this is this has, and this is the only place you can get it, an additional prose story of Rima called Baby. So it's just a short written story. And this is a fun read, especially if you like your strong female characters. This is just great. And Rima is just an awesome character. I wish I would have did more with this, but I highly recommend this. I still reread it. I still love it and enjoy it. And
what year was that?
The original came out in 85.
Okay.
The first graphic novel in 89. And this reprint was this was like 2000 maybe. Let me see. This reprint with the additional with Baby was 2010. So it got reprinted a long time after.
Okay.
My Jungle Girl collection is growing. I love it.
Yeah.
Rima's got, if you read it, Sarah, let me know.
I will. Absolutely.
Awesome.
It might be easier to get the non-3D ones, but you're going to want the 3D ones just to collect them.
Nice. Any more for your book show?
And no, that's it. That was the 3. I overextended
Awesome.
and I went extra.
That's fine. You're absolutely fine. Once again, if you're not subscribed to Gary B, there's a link to his channel in the description for this video. Make sure to sub him up. Sarah, your channel, your appearances, your book show.
Yeah. So I think I'm going to be helping co-host on Thursday on Gary's show for Candace Barbosa. And I'm really looking forward to that because she helped introduce me to the books that I've been using in my shorts lately for the past week.
That's
the
cool.
Looney Tunes and DC. I love them. And to hear that she's talking about Archie, I have a couple Archie comics I want to show her and see what she thinks
nice.
on,
Cool.
on the show. So that'll be fun. For book show, It relates to a video that's going to drop on my channel tonight at midnight. I got a haul in, and I have Magic Lasso and Signature King to thank for this, because a month or so ago, maybe 2, we did a Fanboys show about Crypto, the super dog.
Yes.
And I pulled out one of my books, that a grail book to me, that featured Crypto the super dog. And I found out that in the page, which was a great story, and we laughed our asses off about it. So I'll just say a bitch named Chelsea. That's all you need to know.
I know what that is.
Yeah. So nonetheless, it was a very fun night, and I realized that my copy of that book had a page missing because I had ripped it out because I wanted to send away for something. So I told the guys, well, I got to upgrade my copy, because not only is it a fun book, and now I think really warmly of it because of this show.
Wait, Sarah destroys books?
Shocking, isn't it?
Everyone's got a thing. Hers is the script.
Yeah. So I said, I got to upgrade it, because it's the first time, and no one mentions this, it's the first time that Lois Lane met Crypto.
Yeah.
So I said, I got to update that. So I did. And I now have this personal grail.
Oh, a 9.6
a
too.
9.6.
Wow, you did well.
Great. So this book, the reason it's a personal grail for me is because I was collecting this is from 1975. I was collecting Superman, but at the time I was mostly sending away to Passaic, New Jersey for back issues. And I decided, how about if I go to the spinner rack and start getting the current one. And this was the first one that I bought off the spinner rack in 1975. So I've always
didn't even know it was a key.
I didn't even know it was a Lois Lane key. So so I am so thrilled to add this into the collection, because it has so much meaning, not only back then, that book, but now, because we kept laughing and laughing about the bitch named Chelsea. So that's my book show for tonight.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. Mr. 1,500 subscribers, your channel, your book show.
Got some shorts coming out. I'm live watching the most recent short. It's got 2,000, almost 3,000 likes.
Wow.
Damn.
Way to
with
go.
Almost 125,000 views. So, like I said, zero skill was involved, because if I knew what I was doing, I'd be doing it all over the time. But I don't. The room is coming up great. Things are coming along nicely. Let me see if I can switch cameras here to give you a quick preview. Yeah, there's part of the wall. Got a little ways to go, so it's coming along. I wouldn't say great. It's coming along.
Mm-hmm.
I have no clue how to do any of this stuff if it wasn't for YouTube. But as for a book show, I have a special book show tonight.
Okay.
Only Lasso has seen this book. Only one other person. Well, a few other people, because they had to grade it. But a first for many reasons, for me and for people in the community. We have our very first foiled Loretta Lynn.
Oh,
Look at that.
oh,
Yellow label witnessed.
Yeah.
beautiful.
Magic
oh my
Lasso.
God.
Yes, we met at C2E2 in Chicago, and I told him, man, I need a foil of this book. I have a regular. I gotta have a foil. And was asking months ago, how do I get a foil copy? He kept giving me websites, but I just couldn't find one. The only one I really found that I thought about pulling the trigger was in Australia.
Wow.
And they wanted $200 for it, which is okay. I mean, hey, if that's what it cost me, that's what it cost me. I wasn't going to complain about the price, but yeah, first ever Ryan McCall in a CBCS.
That
came back a
fantastic.
9.6.
So for those that don't know, when I sign those books, I always put a Loretta Lynn song title as an inscription, and I try to do a different title for each person. So Tony's got "We've Come a Long Way, Baby."
Yeah,
which is better than his first one that said Fist City. Didn't you get Fist City?
I
Yeah.
got Fist City. Yeah.
Stand by
But,
your slab. Sing it, Tammy.
We made this signature very easy for Beckett to witness. We went to their booth. We tracked them down and we signed it for me.
Right after I bought that Jenny Frison Grail, Wonder Woman Grail, I mean, my head literally is spinning like this, and he just kind of takes me by the hand and hauls me off. I'm not really conscious of what's really going on. And next thing I know, I walk by some voice actors from the X-Men 97 show, and then here I am signing a book.
Bobby's
Little
coming
did he know
through.
he was going to
Stand by your
C2E2 to
side.
make
Yeah.
comic book history.
Yeah.
And I have it. I have a piece of comic book history
You do.
that nobody else has. I mean, it's possible someone could have it in the future, but I got number one, and it says it right there. It's his first CBCS. I got it.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's terrific.
Ooey on you guys.
Yeah. Fooey on Yui. Awesome. Anything else you want to share or talk about, Tony?
No. Thanks for everyone for the subs. Now we just got to get Mr. Lasso here to 1K.
We're getting there.
I think it's very doable by this year. We still got lots of time left. Let's make it happen.
So on my channel, talking about what's currently can be found, my back issue of the week short is on Galactus. It's on a one-shot comic book that talked about his origin. And then I have a Fantastic Four haul part 2 with 8 Bronze Age Fantastic Four comic books that I added into my collection. Coming up on the channel, tomorrow's back issue of the week will be DC, and it will be from a year-long mini, well, I shouldn't call it mini, a year-long limited series that they did when they were launching a new campaign at DC. And it's a key issue for a particular reason, so I'll share all of that in tomorrow's back issue of the week. Tuesday's comic book editions video is Marvel and DC. There's some cool stuff in there. There's an SDCC exclusive in the video. Ooh. There is, there's just some surprise. There's a particular Silver Age comic book that's notable, and I'll explain why it's notable to my collection. That and more just coming up. There's a little bit for everybody kind of in what I'm sharing in Tuesday's video. So I look forward to dropping that with you on Tuesday. As for a book show, there's, I want to show 3 different things. And I think the best way, because I always feel guilty if I don't try to share something that's connected to our featured topic. So I'm going to do this really fast, and hopefully the copyright people aren't going to get too bent out of shape about this. Here's my first one. So that is representing Rima.
Yeah, they just made her Tarzan.
I didn't even try to change it.
I mean,
that's not speaking Rima.
You kind of think they would have hired Carol Burnett to voice
that, really,
but...
if you're gonna do that.
And now to recreate the Rima Jungle Call is Signature King.
Nah, I probably can't.
Well, it was worth a shot.
Yeah, good try.
So that's my Rima contribution. I wanted to share a comic book because, I kind of like to do that. This is for Signature King. I picked this especially for you because you hit your 1,500 subscribers. And you're probably thinking this is going to be some smart ass thing that he pulled, but it's not this time. It's a real one.
This time.
This is for you.
Oh, very good, nice.
Hey.
So it's Shazam issue number 2. I do have an issue 1, but here he is flying out of the actual comic book. Right up there. And photo covers, back in 73, that was cutting edge technology. So.
I wonder what those kids are up to nowadays.
Yeah. They're still probably pointing up there. Where did he go?
Frozen. Call somebody.
No, really, it was a guy. It came out of the book. I swear.
Nowadays, that's a felony.
Yes.
Can't do that around kids.
And then, since, Signature King did it and Gary did it, I'm going to do it too. I'm going to share something that has nothing to do with DC Comics. As a matter of fact, this has nothing to do with our superheroes at all. but you'll understand here in a second why I'm sharing this. I have a nice autograph collection as well that does include Miss Lonnie
wow.
Anderson.
Beautiful. Oh,
And
that's great.
I have that one. I have this one. But the one that I like the most is the one that has my name on it.
Oh, that's nice.
Sweet.
So I wanted to share that in memory of the wonderful Lonnie Anderson.
Well done. Well
Yeah.
done.
So
Did they say what her cause of death was? Just curious.
just a prolonged illness.
Okay, fair enough.
So, and Jackson saying the kids are still in therapy. Okay, good to know. Good to know.
Ah, somebody just came out of my book.
I hate it when that happens. But you have been watching the greatest DC comic show on YouTube, Fanboys Live in the Retro Review. I know we went a little long tonight. You know, it figures on a week when we have more books than we normally do that the news would be so much this week. So, but it is what it is. Thank you for making it to the end. That really means a lot because we went longer than we normally do. And Gary, thank you for coming on the channel. You have an open invitation to come back and hang with us anytime.
Anytime.
That was a lot of fun. Thank you.
Good. You did a great job on your review tonight, too.
Yeah.
Thank you, chat, for being awesome. And
As always.
yes,
They
and riding
bring
it out
it.
with us. Yeah, they did. They don't let us down.
Nope.
Have yourself a wonderful, happy, healthy time in the jungle. We'll see you again next week.